Oh shoot, that just broke.
All right, today we're going to do a coolant flush and replace on this Ford 1910. This will probably apply to other models also, like the 1710, 1210 maybe. Just coolant capacities and little stuff will be different here and there. See, here's our old coolant. It's fairly green. All that brown stuff, the whole coolant turns like a brown sludge sort of. So we're going to get that cleaned out, flush the cooling system, and replace it with some new stuff. So you can see almost as soon as you start it and the water pump starts moving that coolant around, it turns brown almost immediately. So yeah, you can see after running it just a couple minutes to pull it up here, that coolant is well overdue to be changed. It may have not ever been changed in this tractor, and that's not a great thing. So we're gonna start by draining the coolant that's in it. This is our radiator drain. I think this is the block drain, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll just crack it open real quick and see. I've added a bit of penetrating oil to this to hopefully help me out. The goal here is simply don't break it. Oh shoot, that just broke. Well, this is not a good situation. If the EPA was watching, that did not just happen. Yeah, so that sucks. That thing just broke clean off. Oh gosh. Okay, so here's our broken piece here. And we're at Lowe's. I believe we have found the right parts to make this work. So here's a cap that threads onto what's left of what we have. And then we are also going to use just a short little piece like that sticking out. And with that, we should be fine. So in looking at this, obviously we have this larger piece left at the bottom, but if I get from this view, you might be able to see there's less of it left up top. And I think the reason for that is, you can see this hasn't been changed in so long. It was actually eating away at this metal half the time. So that metal may just be gone. So that might have saved us here a little bit. Yeah, there's more left in there than I thought. But it's all like right on the threaded portion. Alright, so I believe I have acquired the correct size tap. Hopefully. I don't know if I've gotten enough of the old stuff out yet, but we're gonna give it a shot. Yeah, it's biting. It's still walking a bit. I'm gonna chip away a little more of the old stuff in there and then get this thing to running correctly, and we'll get back when it's time to install our fix. All right, we've got that hole rethreaded. It looks good, felt good. Let's flush those metal chips out. All right, went ahead and coated the threads with grease. Make sure that this guy starts okay. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna tighten that up. All right, that looks pretty good. Nice and tight in there. Because it's got tapered threads, if it leaks, we can just tighten it up a little more and it should be fine. So now this right here is what I'm using to flush it. It says this treats up to 12 quarts. We've got 7.4 supposedly. We're gonna throw this stuff in and then top it off with water and let it run for, I believe, 30 minutes. 10 minutes, okay. All right, we're topped off with water. We've got no leaks so far, so we're looking good. I'm just gonna start this thing and probably let it run around 1500 RPMs and go eat dinner. Because like I said, I don't know if this has ever been changed. Here's a look at the coolant that was in it too. I mean, it's just not good. Even a layer of sludge and rust at the bottom. So I'm just gonna let it run. We're gonna flush this thing out real good. All right, so this thing's nice and hot now. The instructions on that cleaner don't really specify if this stuff is toxic, similar to antifreeze, but I'm gonna go ahead set my drain pans and buckets below just for safety's sake, and we'll see what color this comes out as. Probably brown. That's the biggest thing. All right, a little brown. It's gonna shoot out pretty good probably. Yeah, it's warm. Okay, so obviously you see it's still not coming out clear and it's still a little cloudy. Basically now what I'm gonna do is run it with the hose running. I'm gonna run the motor kind of at a lower RPM until that starts to come out pretty much a clear water color. All right, so that's coming out crystal clear at this point. So we're gonna let that all drain out for a couple minutes and then start putting our fresh stuff in. So now what I'm replacing it with is this fleet charged SEA precharged, because this is a wet sleeve diesel engine. And this is 1 gallon of the concentrate, so I'll have to add another gallon of water to make it even. And the cooling system holds like 7.4 quarts, which is pretty close to 2 gallons. So we're probably gonna dump this whole thing in because obviously it can be mixed at the 60% also. So it should be fine. But yeah, the main thing about this is that it's pre-charged with the SEA because this is a wet sleeve diesel engine. To dilute the concentrate, you're supposed to use distilled water. I think there's another kind you can use also, but this is just a gallon jug also. It's like 99 cents. All right, just like that, we're topped off. Now what I need to do is run the tractor, probably put it on a hill so that the radiator cap is further up than the rest of this, even though it already kind of is, just to make sure any air bubbles get up here, and we'll finish topping off with this. All right, it's a little bit cloudy, but I'll probably end up flushing this again in the summer. I said it was cloudy. Should be good. Must have been the bubbles rising that made it look a little cloudy, but yeah, it's nice and clear. I also did check the freeze protection. Those Walmart ones are a little iffy, but we had 3 balls floating for sure, so that's at least negative 10 degrees. The 4th one was kind of in between, so we'll call that negative 15, which is much colder than it ever gets down here in Georgia. So this is fixed. Now I can kind of trust in that a little more to not freeze and crack the block and rot out stuff again. I know there's not a lot on these tractors on here, and I just figured it'd be a bit helpful, especially since there's a couple other models like that. But that'll be it for this one. There will probably be more stuff coming on this tractor as the weather warms up. But yeah, really, that's gonna be it. If you have any other stuff you want to see on this tractor, leave a comment and we'll see if we can make it happen. Any other stuff you just want to see, let me know. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, that's all for this one.